Really proud and privileged to introduce to you Dr. Srimathy Kesan. Dr. Srimathy Kesan is the founder and CEO of a leading science and technology incubator. Space Kidz India is helping children reach out to the stars quite literally. As the CEO of this prestigious organization launched in 2011, Dr. Srimathy has designed numerous programs to channel young minds. Creating scientists for the country and borderless world is the vision and mission of Space Kidz India. This bug-sized organization is the only one in the world to have successfully launched 12 balloon satellites, 2 suborbital satellites, and 1 orbital satellite, all by the students themselves. Subsequently, they have been successful in launching 9 NSLVs from different parts of India, driven with a mission to disrupt the mundanity of the Indian education system. Dr. Srimathy has broken ground in the hitherto uncharted avenue called space education through her unique programs aimed at grooming India's future scientists. Her ultimate goal is to lay the foundation for a world renowned space university with manufacturing port in India. Skylon, the first ever 3D printed femto satellite on a NASA's Terrier Orion rocket into suborbit from ISRO on 24 January 2019. The satellite was named Kalamsat in the memory of our beloved missile man, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and it claimed to be the world's smallest and lightest satellite, which weighed 64 grams and had bagged a lot of world records on the 22nd June 2017. To mark the third anniversary of Dr. Abdul Kalam, a short biography of the missile man and Honorable Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje were printed and a path-breaking record was created. Dr. Srimathy Kesan is a staunch believer of actions speak louder than words. More than writing research papers, she practically embarks into experimenting all the problem questions in space through balloon satellites and cube satellites. She is a change maker, passionate towards encouraging community service among children. Ski has received wide international attention and found mentions in the Asia Book of Records, URF Book of Records, India Book of Records, Assist Book of Records, Limca record holder, and official world record, in addition to recognition from space agencies, schools, colleges, universities, and political parties all over the world. Awarded the ambassador status to NASA space camps at KSC, Kennedy Space Center, Florida, and was able to motivate 1,500 young astronauts from all over India to participate in Training Center Moscow, partners to the Ministry of Industry and Trade Moscow for the OT Winter Festival. Ski is the only organization who had the opportunity to represent the country at the London Olympics 2012. Dr. Srimathy Kesan has been showered with many awards and has been frequently nominated as the pioneer in the field of space education and awarded as the Pride of India. She has also won other awards as a social entrepreneur and women achiever. Not talking any further, I would like to call upon Dr. Srimathy Kesan. Welcome, ma'am.
Yes, over to Dr. Srimathy Kesan, ma'am. Ma'am, in case your bandwidth is low, if you want to turn off your video, please feel free.
No, that's okay. I think I'm able to hear, but I mean, there is a problem. I've got a good bandwidth here, but is there an issue there? I'm just trying to check.
No, because it's showing for me here, Space Kid India.
Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
We are able to hear. Maybe probably for a while, you can turn off your video and start with the momentum, and then you can turn on your video.
Perfect. I can do that. No problem at all.
Definitely, we'd like to see you. Maybe after a while, you can turn on your video. We'd like to see your energy.
No problem. No problem. Is this okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. It's clear.
So, giving ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I think you're all watching this from around of Chennai names on the chat box. Wonderful to, unable to see all the, like, banging on a wall, talking blah, 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 without seeing anybody. I think this is the new normal, but we will get used to it. Not clear, voice breaks. Are you able to hear me or are you not able to hear me?
There is a little bit of voice break.
MC, can you just confirm me?
Yes, ma'am. There is a little bit of voice break actually.
Because I'm really surprised, and I've been using this and I've got a very good, just give me a minute.
Yes, please. And I request attendees to bear with us for this. And definitely you are going to have a power pack session for the next 15-20 minutes from Dr. Srimathy Kesan, ma'am. As Sonia was giving the introduction, she is the founder of Kidz India. She has been creating so many young scientists, like the picture what you saw that Kalamsat, which is the world's lightest satellite.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yes, ma'am, better.
It's better. Great.
Better.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, 3G, for this great opportunity to be talking to so many people. And I'm extremely happy that you're going to be making a record out of this. So kudos to you all. And I think the most important thing that we are all now looking for is what next? What next? Because we are educated. Our parents told us when we were, in the 10th grade that, 10th grade plays a very important role in your life. And that's the turning point. When you went to 12th grade, the parents said, 12th grade is the most important one because that's what is going to decide your career. So we all worked hard, we studied hard, and we thought, okay, let's do it. And we scored 90, 95, 98. Oh my God. And then we get into a premium institution. So our parents said, beta, do well in your graduation. This is going to be the U-turn. This is going to be a fantastic journey in your life. So you better study, work hard, score high marks, and you will be in a premium organization. So you will really earn more. You can have a great living. We trusted that. We believed our parents. And what we did, we worked hard. We scored again another 9+. After our 9+, what happened? What happened in the job scenario? Oh my God. You know how bad the job scene is. Our education system has created robots. I'm extremely sorry to say this, but after, I think, traveling across the globe and visiting numerous universities and taking classes there, I really felt that, we really lag behind in our education system because everything is more bookish. We only mug. We only mug, and we don't do anything practical. We don't do anything hands-on. So what happens is we lose our confidence in the race. We are only there to race amongst each other, to run against each other and score those marks. That's a pity. That's a real pity, because we are not prepared for the life. We are really not prepared for the jobs, because the job scenes are totally different. They want something different from you, whereas we are prepared for something else. So I think now children are extremely smart. I mean, hats off to all you children. You are having a super PR skills. You are having great friendship among your friends in college. And what you do is you start a startup. You gain that confidence to do something that you are good at with your friends. So you team up, and each one of you, say 2 or 3 of you, whatever be the number, you start thinking of your strengths and weaknesses, and each one's weakness is complemented by each other's strength. So what happens is, A synergy happens. And after the synergy, you start a great startup. And that's how somebody mentioned in the chat box, Elon Musk, fabulous. Yes, Elon Musk. He started PayPal. He had so many difficulties in his path. But what happened? He said, I am going to start Tesla. After Tesla, it is SpaceX. I am going to start an organization, SpaceX. That's going to be the number one. That's going to be the number one. And we are going to do interplanetary missions. We are going to take astronauts into space. Oh my God. The man spoke and the man has done it. Well, I am talking about entrepreneurship. Today, I think there are numerous startups right from when you are in college, and a lot of which has traveled and has matured and have become successful entrepreneurs. Who is an entrepreneur? Who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur, I think three thinkers have rightly put it. One was Joseph Scumter, the other was Frank Knight and Israel Kirzner. Scumter suggested that entrepreneurs, not just companies, were responsible for the creation of new things in the search of profit. Yes, profits, yes. Knight focused on entrepreneurs as the bearers of uncertainty and believed they were responsible for risk premiums in financial markets. And Kirzner thought of entrepreneurship as a process that led to discovery. Well, we all know that.
Maybe you can try your video now. I think our network is better so that we can see you.
Okay.
In case if it's not working, I'll let you know. You can go to audio. Yes.
Perfect. 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 Thank you. So these three people have really encompassed together who an entrepreneur is. An entrepreneur is a person who looks out for opportunities. He keeps his eyes and ears and everything open and looks around for possibilities of starting a new product, a new service. And what happens today? There are a lot of people who do survey before starting a business. And these surveys help a person to understand if this entrepreneur is on the right track, if his business is on the right track, and what his thought process is on the right track, and he is able to start the business. Business is not only for profits. There are also social entrepreneurship. Well, nowadays, education system is not appreciated. I think somebody in the chat box is really worried about the education system. You know what? If we start, we are not blaming the education system, but we are trying to tell our people that the education system needs to be enhanced. Please understand, after traveling across the globe and meeting so many number of students, millions of students who are, when they do their undergraduation, they are totally different to the undergraduation students who are here in India. It's a pity. We pay so much of money. In return, if we do not get that much of a knowledge, then what's the point of studying? So please understand, it is not a blame game, but it is just that we need to create people who can stand on their feet and who can be bold enough and who can do everything all by themselves, who are prepared for the industry. If you're not prepared for the industry, then that education is a mere waste. Well, let's forget that. I hope I have answered to the person who's just told about in the chat box, but it may change. Yes, of course, the new education policy, there are a lot of changes. I mean, it's a mix. I hope there are a lot of good things that will change, and India will definitely be in the top ranking system, because if you see the university rankings, India is nowhere in the top list, and that we really feel bad. Why should we do that? Okay, is unconditional. Okay. Now if I'm going to see the chat box, I think it will become a Q&A, and I'm not going to be talking about what I actually have to be talking. Yes, Abhi, you're right. Thank you so much for putting me back into the topic, Abhi. Yes, entrepreneurship. Well, when I started as an entrepreneur, after my 16 years of sabbatical, 16 years of sabbatical is a long time. I graduated when I got married, and after my wedding, I did my final year of BCom. I'm a commerce graduate. After which, 16 years of sabbatical, because in South India, it's very difficult that, I wouldn't go on very personal, but I was not having an opportunity to come out and, take up a job or to do business. But after 16 years, something turned and destiny turned. I was there in Miami one day and I got into this conference where NASA was making a presentation where they mentioned that students can come to NASA and there they will be teaching them about making satellites, rocketry, and everything about space. I loved the moon right from as a child. I was always thinking that I would be going to the moon someday, you know? So I was thinking, probably God thought this is the place where my life was going to be turning. So I spoke to them and I understood that I could bring children from India, take them for a 1 week session and 1 week workshop rather, and bring them back. So this was the deal. And I started Space Kidz India, and I was 36, I should say, when I started Space Kidz India. And my language skills, everything went to zero because there was a huge sabbatical from my college to the starting of business. I didn't know much of the nuances of business. I was very raw. But then, I thought the confidence in me and, something within me, the fire within me said, I could do this. So, when I started talking to my friends about this, they said I was not going to be able to be successful in this. But something within me said, I think this is my path and I will definitely be able to do this. So that is where I closed my ears. I looked forward. I started educating myself. I made a list of things, what I should be doing if I have to enter into this business of education travel. So I was taking these children there to the United States, to NASA, to educate them into satellite making and rocketry. And I was going to bring them back here in India. So this was educational tourism. And, to cut the story short, there was a huge process because I had huge challenges. You all know that, US visa is very difficult. And, taking children from India to US, parents, they were really apprehensive of sending their children with some XYZ. But then something happened. And, 108 children, that was my first batch. 108 children, I took them from here. The parents of these 108 children, something went into their brain, rather than the others. They just thought, okay, let me trust this woman. Let me trust this woman. Let me send my child with her. So that way I had taken about 108 children. The US consulate gave us a separate booth where we could, give our visas. They gave us a separate appointment. My God, everything happened, as a cascading effect, everything happened one after the other. It was so beautiful that all the challenges started melting away. Everything fell in place and we traveled. Our first travel was 27th April and 2010. And I did not have a plush office. I did not have contacts. It was just the determination. And I just listed down as to what has to be done one after the other. I started contacting people who will be involved in this business and everything I was doing from home. So my overheads were very less. So I could take these children at a very economical pricing. And I had taken them to a university there. So too much of an exposure was there. And this business became a boom. I was the first Indian and the only Indian to be decorated with an ambassador status to NASA Space Camp. Then subsequently, the European Space Center and now the Russian Space Center. I've taken about 1,800 children, and each child now, they're all in touch with me, and each of them have made a beautiful life of their, just because of all this journey that they have traveled and the experiences they have had. Now each one of them has a beautiful life altogether. So that's where I had created an opportunity. There was an opportunity waiting. I could see that opportunity and seize that opportunity. So this is the job of an entrepreneur. When there is an opening, you are supposed to plunge into the opening. You are supposed to look into that and then get into that. And I think there is no looking back. You will definitely be a successful person. And that is how I should say, with my experience, I really made good amount of reputation, because that's what is most important. And apart from reputation, my khazana also was filled. So I was really thankful. But one thing, children, how long can we be selling potatoes if we are selling potatoes? How long can we sell onions if we are selling onions? There should be some change. There should be some supporting thing along with it. You know, if you remember, excuse me, I'll just have a little water. In 1990, when there was a boom in software industry, allied industries also started booming. So they were like, you know, the BPOs and all these things started booming. Similarly, if I was going to just sit with taking children to NASA, then I'm not a good entrepreneur. Just like if I'm selling potatoes, as I told you, if I'm going to be selling potatoes all my life, I don't think, you know, I will make good profits just like I did in the first, second, third, fourth year. Because there'll be subsequently, there'll be other people, there'll be a lot of vendors coming in who will again do the same process with a little tweak, and they will be making good money. Whereas we will start dwindling, or we will not have so many people as we were, you know, previously taking, and now we will have dwindled the numbers. So that's where, after my successful travel to NASA, touching the rockets, touching the spacecrafts, you know, talking about satellites, it was so exciting. It was so exciting. And I thought, I think now this is the time that I need to do something different. Different, but within the same industry parameters. So that is where I started thinking of making satellites, that is designing satellites and launching satellites. Well, you all must be wondering, come on, you are like a commerce graduate, and how can you think of rocketry and satellite making? Well, children, that's an entrepreneur. Your entrepreneur is God. You need not know rocket science, but you can hire people, you can make a team, you can form a team, and that team can do everything for you, and you will be the mentor there, standing behind them and administering the whole thing. So that will be amazing. So that is how, though I'm a commerce graduate, I was able to do this, plunge into this industry of making satellites. Wait a minute. This is the world's lightest and first ever 3D printed satellite, the Kalamsat. This is the shell of the Kalamsat. I'm just showing the shell of the Kalamsat. This is the first ever 3D printed and the world's lightest satellite. We had, how come, you know, everybody's mind must be thinking, oh my God, how did you do this? Yes, let me tell you. When I was thinking that I need to create scientists for the country, I need to launch satellites, I thought, why take elders? Why take adults? Let me do this with Indian children who have amazing talent, but do not have a platform. There is immense talent in our country. It is just that we do not tap the talents. So I thought I was going to conduct a competition and I was going to handpick my team from there. So that is how I conducted this competition called Young Scientist India. And there were almost about 1,500 children across Tamil Nadu who participated in the competition. And that is where I handpicked my children, my team. Please excuse me because I'm so used to telling my children. And, please understand that if I meant my children, they are my team. They were children because I handpicked them when they were 14 years and they are there with me for 7 years now. So these children, they were not winners. Mind you, they were not winners of the competition. I was not bothered if they were not the winners. I wanted only passionate children. I wanted passionate children who can come along with me and would have the same madness in the sense, same wavelength, who thought we could also do satellites and launch satellites. It's the self-confidence. I needed confident children because we were not working with scientists, but I was trying to create scientists among young children. And so I had a team who had about 7 children. I handpicked them. I interacted with them and I told them that we have to build a satellite. So come on, guys, let's start working. So we started working day and night and we put through everything, the whole process of it, and we spiral bound it. We made colorful pictures out of it. And then you know what we did? We went to ISRO. We went and met one ex-scientist. He was extremely happy and he said, wow, oh my God, this presentation is amazing. So I said, oh my God, so our work is done and our satellite, you know our mind, right? Immediately it starts working up. So I was like, oh my God, satellite, we're going to make the satellite and it's going to be launched through ISRO. Wow, and I was like jumping there talking to them, but I was so excited. And then they put me down to the ground and they said, can you please call your team? We'd like to interact with your team. And I brought the team and each one is like, this height of 4'8", 4'7", and 5, the tallest was 5. And, everybody, good evening, sir. They were like, what? Is this your team? I mean, these are like a band of monkeys, those small monkeys. Come on, doc. I was not Dr. Srimathy then. I was only Srimathy. Come on, Mrs. Kesan. I don't think this can, this team can make satellite. I said, sir, but you like the presentation. He said, yeah, presentation is good. I mean, but it involves a lot of practical things and I don't think your team can do it. So please ask your children to go do their post-graduation and then come back. Post-graduation in the sense that would take another 8 years and then come back to us and we'll talk about it. I was a little upset. But then when people push you to the corner, that's where your real talent comes out. So this, I took it up as a challenge. He told me that we cannot make a satellite. We have to work hard and prove him wrong. It's not prove him wrong. I'm sorry to use the term, but it's just that I want to prove that my Indian kids are the best kids. You give them a platform, they're out of the box thinkers, they are super talented, just give them the right platform. So I gave my team the right platform, the right mentorship, and 2015, our first balloon satellite was launched and the entire world applauded us. You will not believe I had congratulatory messages from US, United States, from Europe, from Australia. Everybody said, wow, with this team, if you can do. There was an opportunity again. There was one other person who said, can you make CubeSat? We are so happy that you made a balloon sat. So can you just jump over and can your team make a CubeSat? And if your team can make a CubeSat, we will launch the CubeSat free of cost. Mind you, free of cost, but that was a suborbital launch. And within 3 months, we were ready and we launched our first satellite, that is SkySat. But then we were not really happy. We were aspirational. We wanted to do more. We wanted to go orbital, but orbital costs 80 lakhs to $1 lakh. we didn't have that much money. So we were praying. We had some opportunity, and that's where, our prayers were heard. And NASA and Cubes in Space announced a competition where we could make any experiment below 64 grams and send it in a small cube. And if that was a unique one, they would send it in a NASA's rocket. We lost our sleep. We lost our sleep. And you know what? We spoke to Cubes in Space and we sent the proposal. And, the Colorado Space Grant Consortium were the knowledge partners for this. The director of the, Colorado Space Grant Consortium, he was amazed. He was amazed by our presentation. And he called me and he said, "Oh my God, Dr. Kesan, I just fell off the chair. Is this, children? Is this children, Indian children made all this?" I mean, they were so surprised. He was surprised. And we got into the final, and we were chosen to go into the NASA's rocket, Terrier Orion, on 22nd of June, 2017. That's the Kalamsat that I showed you. Well, again, that was a suborbital launch. So I was wondering, it's again a suborbital launch. God, give us an orbital launch. And please, we need to do this time through ISRO. Well, mind you, NASA's rocket, first ever Indian satellite to go on a NASA's rocket, was the Kalamsat. We had congratulatory messages. You won't believe our story was in History Channel. What is this? My India, oh my India, oh my God, I should say. And I should say almost 900 channels across the globe. We had a French television channel came to shoot our journey. We had a Korean TV come and shoot our journey. So overnight, it was like, children becoming so popular because of this unique idea. Then people understood. You won't believe all the parents who actually blacklisted Dr. Srimathy. They said, if you go to Dr. Srimathy, finish, she's going to change your mind. She's going to say, oh, no engineering, no this, no that. It's all your talent and innovation. You just work on what your strengths, you will be successful. She's going to be saying this, so don't go to her. But after this success, you won't believe. I have people taking selfies with me. The transformation, people who call me mad today are telling I am the best. I mean, it didn't get into my head, but, tears of joy. People have ultimately understood me. So one entrepreneur has moved in the same arena, same battlefield. I was using a spear, but now I'm using a bow and arrow. So this is what is the life of an entrepreneur. Keep your eyes and ears open. So I was taking children and going and as an educational tourism, and now moved into the arena of making satellites. Well, jumping from there, 2018, December, I was in the studios of Doordarshan, and the anchor asked me, "Ma'am, what's your dream?" I said, "I've got plenty of dreams, but the first of the dream is to jump up into the PSLV and, fly a satellite through ISRO." I think God is too very kind towards Dr. Srimathy. Well, how did I get Dr. Srimathy? Well, I have to tell you that. I was a commerce graduate, I told you. And after my wedding, 16 years of sabbatical, and I said, if not, I have done, I wanted to be a medical practitioner. I wanted to be an armed forces doctor, which I was not able to. So then I said, at least a doctorate. Let me do PhD. So I did my master's, MBA, one shot, all pass. Very difficult to do MBA, right? But I did that. And especially when I was 36, and to pass, it was so difficult, but then I did it. And at one shot. And then I applied for my PhD, and that was a huge task. Well, I started collecting, and I was doing my database and everything. You won't believe the American Consulate Economic Department in Washington, D.C., highly appreciated. They commended my work for taking children from here to US. They created almost 10,000 jobs for so many people in Florida. So they were highly appreciative and they gave me a citation. I was so happy, sitting and doing vadas at home, dosas at home for children and for everybody, is now receiving a citation from the US Economic Department. It was a great transformation. I'm really thanking God for, giving me a purpose of this birth, because we are born once and do the best in this birth. Struggles and challenges are pawns. Without pawns, a rose doesn't look beautiful. Similarly, no pain, no gain. So we all need to fight those challenges because we have everything within us. It's just that we should not pull down ourselves, should not go down morose. Every challenge, face it with grit, push the challenge, and you will be successful. And this is there for every child, everybody within you. It is the strength within you. You need to fight. Well, now jumping back. So 2018, after the studios, you won't believe, I had a call from ISRO and they said on January 9th, 2019, you are coming to Bangalore. I froze. I froze. I was like shocked. My God, what is happening? I'm going to be going to ISRO headquarters. Oh, sleepless nights, I should say. Finally, I land up in ISRO and I showed them Kalamsat. I was talking to them, about everything, all the missions, what we have done. And they were super impressed. And you wouldn't believe, I had like all the stalwarts, whomever you read in Google, you put down their names in Google, you see them, they are this director, that director, and all of them, you're seeing them right in front of your eyes. I was shocked. I was freezing. I was nervous within, but I didn't want to show that I was nervous because I'm an entrepreneur. You see, I have to be bold to face anything. So I was very nervous, but I was yet showing my grit that yes, I can do. And I told them, I gave them the presentation, and finally they said, well, Dr. Kesan, can you make a satellite within a week? And if you're going to do that, we will be sending your satellite in PSLV C-44 mission that is going to be launched on 24th January 2019. I was like, what is happening? Am I listening to every bit of it carefully? Are they saying that we are going to be launching a satellite through ISRO? Whew, my God, amazing feel. But you won't believe, it was already the 10th of January, and 10th of January to 16th of January, 6 days we are supposed to do a satellite, and that too, you won't get all the ICs here in India. You are supposed to bring it from US, you are supposed to bring it from Dubai, you're supposed to bring it from Singapore. All within 6 days, assemble it, test it. Testing is so hard. It takes 2 days for testing. And when he said, okay, Dr. Kesan, are you game for it? Are you interested doing this? What would I say? I said, yes, we can do it. And one of the directors just got up and he shook hands with me and he said, if you're going to do this, mark my words, you're going to be the first woman to do this, take up such a challenge, and you're going to be launching your satellite in 6 days. So go ahead, madam. We are all with you. Oh my God, my head was spinning. The aircon was in 19, but I was sweating. But then I said, no, seldom we get an opportunity, seldom a door opens, and we cannot afford to lose this. We cannot afford to do this. So then I took up this challenge, and to cut the story short, we had worked hard, got an IC from US, Singapore, and everything. We assembled the satellite, and on 16th, we finished the testing, and we handed it over at Sriharikota. And on 24th of January, 2019, PSLV C-44, our satellite, It was sitting so beautifully on PSLV C-44. It was a full moon day, and beautiful right up in the paper that the moon was guarding the C-44 and there was Kalamsat in it. And we have the privilege of being the first satellite to go on the PS4 segment of the rocket, and the lightest student satellite made in India. So yet again, we broke a record. And when the fire was ignited, it started igniting within. Oh my God, what a day. You worked hard all your life just to see that satellite going up in PSLV. And today is the D-Day. I was so happy. The fire went down and the rocket rose high, and you could see it going beautifully. And after which, the first ever time Chairman ISRO had ever called a team onto the podium, and he introduced the team to the entire audience, to the entire world, that this team has really made the best satellite, and that too in a short span of 6 days. And we are extremely happy about this team. And we were in Forbes. You all know Forbes magazine. So Forbes magazine had published our article, and it was amazing feel. Well, this is the biggest.
Join the vision, build India. Join the mission, build India to serve the world. Join the mission and build India to serve the world.
Join the mission, build India to serve the world.
Join the mission, build India to serve the world.